Good morning, kids. I'm back with you today. Today we're going to look at Moses and his birth. Last week we left off with Joseph and his family in Egypt, and God has been blessing them. He's been increasing their number, and now let's take a look at what's going on. So a new king has come into power over Egypt who did not know Joseph, so he doesn't know how Joseph had been helping the last king and how God had blessed Egypt because of that. And he looked out and saw that the Israelite people the number of them was so much that they outnumbered the Egyptian people, and he got worried. He said, we need to deal with this, because if a war breaks out, they could join our enemies, or they could take over us themselves. And so he was worried about that. So he passed a law that told that those who helped deliver babies, they called them midwives, that if it was a boy, they were to kill the baby. And if it was a girl, the baby could live. But the midwives didn't do that. They trusted God and respected God too much to do that. And so then the Pharaoh was upset that they didn't do it. And so he said, well, now let's go out and find all the baby boys, and then we're gonna get rid of them. But we're going to let the girls live. And so that's kind of the background of Moses' story. So that's what's going on right now. None of the little boys are supposed to be alive, because Pharaoh's so worried that the Israelites are going to take over his land. And so now a man from Levi's household married a Levite woman. We're in Exodus 2. Okay. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw that the baby was healthy and beautiful, so she hid him for 3 months. Can you imagine hiding a baby for 3 months? Like they need a lot of attention. Like they cry a lot, they eat a lot, they sleep not a lot, and so that's crazy. When she couldn't hide him any longer, she took a reed basket and sealed it up with tar. She put the child in the basket and set the basket among the reeds in the riverbank. The baby's older sister watched nearby to see what would happen to him. Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river. While her and her servants walked beside the river, she saw the basket among the reeds, and she sent her servants to bring it to her. When she opened it, she saw the child. The boy was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This must be one of the Hebrews' children. Okay. The baby's sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, would you like me to find you one of the Hebrew women to nurse the child for you? And the Pharaoh's daughter said yes. So the girl went and called the child's own mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take care and nurse it for me, and I will pay you for your work. So the woman took the child and nursed it. After the child had grown up, she brought it back to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her son, and named him Moses, because I pulled him out of the water. So what all that means is Moses' mother put him in a basket in the river, and then Pharaoh's own daughter found him. Okay, but then Moses' sister kind of tricked Pharaoh's daughter into letting Moses' mother raise him for a while. And it wasn't really like Moses' sister doing that. It was God protecting Moses. It was God who had a plan for Moses later that we're going to see all this week. And so he was with Moses from birth. And God is with us from birth as well. He's with us all of our lives. He's always there for us if we keep an eye out for him. There's been many times in my life that I'm like, God, where are you? And he's like, I'm sitting right here next to you. I'm like, oh, yeah, if I'd slowed down, or if I actually been looking for him, I would have seen him. And right now, there's times that we can't hang out with our friends. Like me, I don't get to hang out with my friends right now, and I miss doing that. And my wife and kids, they're not back yet. They went on a trip and they kind of got stuck there, and so I really have to rely on God being with me, and he's like, Robert, I'm right here, and so that's really cool. And Moses sitting in the river, God was with him, and he kind of guided that whole situation. He guided Pharaoh's daughter, he guided Moses' sister, and all that. And so it's really cool what Pharaoh had planned for evil, you know, God protected and saved. So we're going to see a lot of other cool stuff this week about Moses. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.